Yo, what's up? What's up? Hey, we gonna watch a video today. So I came across a couple of articles online. Titled this one by Business Insider. America's 7-Eleven stores are about to get a Japanese makeover. By Today.com. American 7-Elevens are finally getting a Japan-style menu makeover. By Food and Wine. Japan 7 styles. Okay. So you get my point. And I saw this video by the Wall Street Journal. 7-Eleven is reinventing its 17 billion food business to be more Japanese. Now, looking at some of the comments, finally, anyone who's been to 7-Eleven in Asia has been thinking this for decades. Hopefully they can pull it off. Good luck with that. Japan 7-Eleven is head and shoulders above 7-Eleven in the US. No comparison. If they can bring a little bit of that magic to the US, I think business would boom. Good luck with that. I lived in Japan for years, and this is a great idea. I never go to the convenience stores in America unless I'm in a pinch, but in Japan I went to konbinis almost every single day for a variety of things, including actually good, simple, healthy food. They're not healthy.
The best part about Japanese convenience stores can't be imported to America. Walkability. When I was visiting in Japan, I loved being in the downstairs across the street. Exactly, same as Korea. The US car-centric cities, it kind of kills a bit.
There is some truth to that. Let me watch the video and see what is up.
Rice balls.
Look at that.
Okay, I already have an issue with the way she said rice balls. You know how many times in the US growing up when I would have an onigiri, bring it to school, and they would be like, what is that? I'd be like, onigiri. In English, maybe y'all call these rice balls. Rice balls? You got balls in your mouth. Shut the fuck
Look at that. Michelin type of ramen.
Collaborations with famous restaurants like Santoka. Note, this is 7-Eleven in Japan. But
Damn
in the
right.
US, the company is more known for Slurpees and hot dogs.
Hell yeah! I miss the enchiladas. Are those enchiladas? I don't remember what they were called. Please don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. I do miss the enchiladas and I do miss the Slurpee machines. I think those two carry the 7-Eleven. I also miss the Hubba Bubba green apple sour tape gum. It's actually pretty delicious. Now, I did see a video of an enchilada going viral on TikTok. Apparently there were maggots in there. I hope that wasn't what I was eating growing up, but the enchiladas I think are damn delicious. So are the Slurpees. I miss the Coca-Cola flavor. I think they even had red Mountain Dew. I used to drink that a lot as a kid. I wouldn't drink that nowadays because apparently it lowers your sperm count. I really don't know.
It's just not as appealing. My perception is people go in there when they need to.
The world's largest convenience store chain has over 13,000 locations in North America alone and made over $72 billion in sales last year. But now, it's working to bring more Japanese inspiration to its American stores. Convenience stores have historically made their money selling tobacco and gas. But now, as cigarette sales continue to decline and many expect gas sales to slow,
Because the
many
vape?
are racing to find other sources of revenue and doubling down on food. But shifting a business this massive is a major undertaking. This is the economics of 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven started...
Okay, I could just picture like, it might do well in like New York or like major cities where it's very diverse, but I could just imagine like places where it's not that diverse, they're gonna be like what the hell is this? These damn rice balls from Japan, the damn racist word, you know what I mean? Because a lot of like places like that, they don't really like change, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if conservative is the correct term, but I think y'all know what I'm trying to say. They be like, damn this Asian food coming in and ruining our good cigarettes.
as an American company, but it went bankrupt twice. Once in 1932 during the Great Depression, and again in 1990 as it struggled with debts.
7-Eleven is now owned by a Japanese company, 7&I Holdings.
A
What?
majority stake was bought by Ito Yokado.
7&I Holdings.
7&I Holdings.
I did not know that 7-Eleven is now owned by Japan.
7-Eleven is now owned by a Japanese company, 7&I Holdings.
What?
A majority stake was bought by Ito Yokado, a Japanese
Ito Yokado, God.
supermarket chain that had been operating 7-Eleven stores in Japan for more than a decade. From the beginning, the Japanese owners said American 7-Eleven, both its central operations and its franchises, had a lot of catching up to do.
The Japanese model was a lot more data-driven. They would pore over what sold well at what time of day, break it down by gender and age, and use that to inform their next order decisions. The American system just wasn't as sophisticated as that.
There were some major differences between US and Japanese 7-Elevens. The US stores were typically larger and attached to gas stations. The Japanese stores didn't sell gas, but had a much wider array of fresh food. Japanese stores only stocked items that would sell quickly. They had a proprietary distribution system that made multiple shipments to stores every day. Orders were customized by store, based on sales data.
That's true. Some of the food items that are in Tokyo, I actually couldn't find them in Aomori and vice versa. Even some of the desserts, some of the seasonal items, I couldn't find them in Aomori. In the countryside, right? In the areas that are like extremely away from the big city, they didn't have the same things. And it's kind of like what I'm saying, right? In a lot of places in the United States where it's very, I would say, traditional, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want, like, you know, rice balls or the tamago sando or like certain foods that are more like, you know, diverse. And I think that same data analysis or the statistics or whatever would be needed also in the United States. I think that this model would do a lot better in areas like New York, LA, where it's more diverse, where people travel more and are just more open to different cultures.
Graphic trends, and local weather forecasts. American 7-Eleven stores were getting 2 deliveries per week.
That's why y'all got
and
maggots.
Some items were never being purchased.
That's why y'all got
American operators
maggots.
began counting items in their stores. Some found that 40% of their products were selling less than 1 unit per month. Now, American 7-Eleven has its own distribution system, where franchises place orders every day based on company recommendations of what's selling nationally and regionally, and their own store data.
They're making decisions every single day on what they're going to order based on what they understand the customer wants to purchase, what new items are going to be made available.
One of the most interesting lessons that we've learned from 7-Eleven Japan is their approach to operations and to retailing, which they call Tappen Kanri. And Tappen Kanri is basically this idea that we localize our assortment to the needs of customers so that they have the right balance of a consistent assortment of products that consumers and customers would expect to see nationally, as well as items in the assortment that are perfectly appropriate for a given store's location.
This is especially important when it comes to food. 7-Eleven Japan is known for its wide array of meal options.
You're not going to believe the choice of food in a convenience store.
American 7-Eleven also has a big food and beverage business. In total, it sold over $17 billion of food last year, about 24% of its overall sales. That included 315 million cups of coffee, 153 million Slurpees, and 99 million slices of pizza. But next year, it hopes to make 1/3 of its sales from store brand goods, including food, up from less than 1/4 in 2022. That's particularly important given shifts in the
So are they going to actually just be more like data driven, or are they going to actually change their food menu?
Fuel, there's tobacco products, and there's food and snacks. Gas is already a low margin business, and it's at risk long term if electric vehicle adoption increases over time. Tobacco, very profitable, but people are smoking less. Food, though, is a category where demand just isn't going away. So for convenience stores, it makes sense that they would want to double down on that.
7-Eleven currently has 17 so-called commissaries around the country that make food for all of its U.S. locations. Now, it's working on upgrading them. It's partnering with Warabeya, a supplier for 7-Eleven Japan, to spearhead the effort. Warabeya's new factories in Hawaii, Texas, and Virginia can make a wider and more localized range of food than 7-Eleven has been able to stock in the past.
Things like being able to cook rice en masse, new protein capabilities, all which help 7-Eleven introduce new types of
Japan's economy is going to come back with this. You know what I'm saying? We got Toyota, we got Honda, and now we got 7-Eleven, right? We're going to start building rice machines. We're making onigiris in all these different countries And that's how Japan's economy is gonna bounce back.
Products in the food area to our customers. We recently launched a product that's a spicy miso ramen soup. Not something you would typically think about just being sold at a 7-Eleven.
It's adding a lot of items to its menu. The main question is how many customers will buy them. And this is where data comes into the question.
When customers come into our stores, they're in an immediate consumption mindset.
Capitalizing on this is a key priority for the company, and it plans to use its massive data operation to do it.
Ooh,
American
look at
7-Elevens
them
monitor daily
spicy
sales. And for loyalty
Cheetos.
members, they collect demographic information on who's buying what. The company's loyalty program has 95 million members. Building on that, the company's investing
They got a
in
loyalty
targeted
program now?
advertising on screens and TVs throughout stores. That's to spur impulse buys.
It helps not only 7-Eleven, but also our advertisers, our vendors, to target our customers at the point of purchase. So for example, in the morning, we may target our customers with a message around a hot cup of coffee and a donut. Whereas later in the day, we may target our customers with an advertisement that's around a snack and a beverage from our cold vault.
And for potential customers who aren't at the store, there's delivery, the fastest growing part of the company's business.
Buy two, get one free.
It's highly profitable for the company, since delivery orders tend to be for about double the amount of in-store purchases.
How the brand's grown for nearly 100 years. Starts with, what's the customer want? Where do we think they're going? How do we
Ooh,
meet them
damn,
where
that
they're
kind of
going?
looks good.
A big question is whether American customers will match the enthusiasm 7-Eleven sees in some of its other markets.
In Asia, I think there is so much excitement around convenience stores and the types of food and snacks they offer. So if they can bring even a little bit of that excitement to the US,
We're gonna get some musubis.
that would be a great success.
Again, I think it would work depending on what location this is. If it's in like a major city where it's very multicultural, I believe it would do well. Whereas places that are not as diverse, I don't think it would do that well for the reasons that I've stated. Sounds exciting, I guess, you know, still incorporate the slushies, you know, maybe the enchiladas, but add a little bit more flavor, you know what I'm saying? Add some Asian food in there, maybe some South American food. I think it would work. But overall, I think this is interesting. When I go visit the United States, maybe this year or next year, I do plan on checking out the conbinis and seeing what they offer and testing it for myself. But the first thing I want to go eat when I go visit the United States is actually some Popeyes biscuits and chicken, some Royal Farms chicken, some Chick-fil-A, Panda Express, the Hula Hands appetizers. All right, I'm starting to yap. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe. You can follow my socials down on link below. And yeah, we're gonna get this YouTube popping, you feel me? So if you're here from TikTok or wherever you're from, I appreciate you being here and watching till the end of the video. I'll see y'all next time. The fuck?